But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
Hey, hey.
What's up, brother?
Honor to meet
Welcome,
you, man. Harry
Absolutely.
Mack.
Harry Mack.
Yes, sir.
Harry
Yes,
Mack
sir.
in the building.
Joy to be here with you. My
Harry
name's Harry Mack.
Harry Mack.
How we feeling?
Good name, man. Listen.
Oh, thank you.
We are ready.
Beautiful.
We are very ready.
Man, well,
Excited to talk to you, man.
yes, sir.
Excited to talk to you.
Well, I'm honored to be sitting here talking to both of you guys, man. This is super dope. I'm gonna do a freestyle rap for you guys. So,
Love that, Harry Mack.
yes, so.
This is the man that can judge you.
I already know. I'm sitting here with a legend, man. Two legends, but a legend in hip hop as well. So I don't have anything pre-memorized or prepared or pre-planned in advance. I'm going to improvise off the top of the dome.
Love that.
So can I get like some random words or topics or suggestions from you
Random
guys?
words or topics.
Things to incorporate into the freestyle.
Money.
Money, yes.
Money.
Yes.
Miami.
Miami. Beautiful. Let's get 2 or 3 from each of you, maybe. So I can test my memory.
Friendship.
Money, Miami, friendship.
Ass.
Ass.
Can we do that? We good with that? Ass, yeah. All right.
So you need more than 4?
Let's get 6. We'll get 2 more.
All right.
Horses.
Horses. There we go. Yes. Horses.
Horses.
One more.
And falafel.
Falafel. Yes. I love it. All right. Let me review. Don't remind me unless I ask because I got to make sure I got to memorize here.
Yes.
We're going to go with money.
Miami.
Friendship.
Ass.
Horses. And falafel. Those are the words?
Yes.
Yeah.
Should we try this?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to pull a beat up here real quick so we
Okay.
can make this happen.
All
All right. Let's see what we got.
Okay. Just pull a random beat.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get this coming out of my speaker,
you
though. Hold on.
know, you keep it down there. That sounds like about 90 BPMs. You're down in there.
Yeah,
just something,
yeah. You
something so you can find it. You
something
can find
comfortable.
It.
Yeah. You already know.
Once you're up at 99, 100, you start.
Yes.
You have to double time it at that point.
Exactly. We're not going into Big Daddy Kane territory yet.
Harry Mack, what you got?
Yeah. Living in LA where every day is sunny. When I'm spitting, I be stacking up the money. Y'all know we got the paper, we keep it in the stash. I'm getting the money, getting the green, getting the cash. Yeah, I said we never sell our soul, I truly meant that.
Yeah.
We about to get the money, reinvest, and then we spend that. We building up the finance. If they step to me, yo, they don't even stand a slight chance. Check the way that I maneuver, though. We got a lot of my freestyle sound hotter. Trying to get more money so I can cop the fly Pradas. Hey, y'all know we get into the new loot. I'm trying to look something like Will Smith in the blue suit. We really about to take it there, making people feel this. When they become a deliverance right off of the mental, they know I'm the realest. Hey yo, I grip the mic, deliver all these damn frees. Matter of fact, they film me from LA out to Miami. Anywhere we at, man, my flow's in reach. I said I'm about to take these lyrics out to Miami Beach. I said anywhere we at, y'all know that we deliver. Welcome to Miami, yo, that jam sounds sicker. H-Mac, I'm about to break it down, I'm giving them props. 50 years of hip hop, we make them listen, it's hot. I be doing what I'm feeling, and y'all know that they can't end this. Ride or die, me and this beat, we form a friendship. Yeah, y'all know we stay connected like best friends. They about to feel these lyrics from the east to the west end. Anywhere we at, we connected like family. Cause when I be spitting right up at the mental, I'm bringing y'all that insanity. I got these rappers panicky, they knowin' the deal. I'm never faking when creating, I'll be flowing for real. I said, we getting cash and I be on the task. I got people straight up dancing, got you shaking your ass. Next level, I'ma kill the game truly. When I spit, man, I got them all shaking they booty. I turn into a movie, I do me. Y'all know they want me to spit strong freeze and have the people shaking they donkey. I be going beyond. My freestyle's gorgeous, so fresh with it, the cameras gotta record this. Yeah, hey yo, I'm riding up on them horses. Wait, then again, ride or die, we pulling up in Porsches. Yeah, when I spit, they know the rhymes I'm repping. I might pull up in the horse, that's a 911. Yeah, Mac, I make it known. I turn rappers to more cowards. Pulling up in the 911, plenty horsepower. Yeah, y'all know that my freestyles are colossal. By comparison, my competition all be sounding awful. Just to come through with these hot flows, it should probably be unlawful. And I'm eating up these beats kinda like they a falafel. Yeah, I know we coming off at the top. When it come to freestyles, man, the Mac don't stop. I'm really out here doing this. They know the flow is too legit. When rhyming in alignment, I'm shining just like your crucifix. Yeah, more territory I'm exploring. Live connected with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Y'all know I kill it proudly. They know all about me, man. I'm here to save the day like Marcus and Mike Lowry. Check the way we do it, dog. I rock the style, the hottest child. I'm like albino crocodile. How I'm snapping on my haters. When I'm rapping, it be major. I'm more royal, sir. Wait, hold up. I hope that's not a spoiler. I'ma keep it in motion. I'm killing it truly. I bubble like jacuzzi. I was blessed to see that movie. Bad Boys 4 is coming. Y'all know we get live. Hey, by the way, can I get a cameo in Bad Boys 5? Let's go. Hey.
Hey, good evening, Gadgies. Well, good evening to the 2 years that's in. Yeah, big crowd tonight, guys. Big crowd tonight. Wow. Oh, yeah, it's QE night, isn't it? No doubt. It's QE on now. Let's check. Yeah, Bazda, we could do Jake LaMotta and Sugar Ray because they fought 6 times. And Jake LaMotta won once the second time. So we could do a couple of them. We could have a look at them. Definitely. Why don't we do a few of them after we do the topic? Now, the topic is not a new topic to us. You know, we do culty things all the time, sort of thing. But topics, I mean, we don't do culty things, you know. But it's from Visual Venture. I don't think we've done this one before. So it's terrifying cults that are still operating today. Obviously, we're going to see a couple of the cults. We've got to know them or whatever. I might know them all. Don't know. We'll see. But wait to see if a few people come in. But yeah, we'll do the Sugar Ray and Jake LaMotta. We'll do that. And then we've got your movie that you mentioned, which was Masterminds, the comedy. Links there if anybody wants to come in. I'm going to play Jimenez while people see if anybody comes in. And then we'll get on with the topic, I suppose. Jimenez in the Husi. Well, he's not in the Husi yet, but his video is. He hasn't done any new ones yet. So we're going to go oldest this time instead of popular and zap down a bit. See what we'll come up with. Play one of them. We'll get on with the topic and then get over to Rumble. Do the bouts. And that should be fun. Jake LaMotta and Sugar Ray Robinson. 6 times they fought, man. Wow. Amazing. Right, let's try that. Let's try it. See what we got. Ooh, we've got a selection here. Come on, let me see the times on them. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah, let's do a couple from. I know it has to be quite a long one because I can't get straight back to the same spot again. All right, let's try and get a 4 kind of minute one, 5 kind of minute one. Shaking the donkey. Okay, let's blast again. Look for that. Now do it. Right, there we go. Interesting. Let's do this one. I'm gonna start one for a wee while. Come on. Taking so long, man. My goodness. Hurry up. Now, go. Oh, wow. You can slow for me. Bam, bam. Hey. That's really slow tonight. Come on, stop the video. Bam, bam. So let's get the link. Put this link in. Jim's like, oh come on, why is Jim's page so slow? That for tonight, for some reason, the other page opened up really quick. Weird. Wow. All I need is the link. Give me the link. Thank you. Come on. Wow. So slow tonight. Come on. Right. So, right, I'm just checking out. There's link for MD watching the chat replay. Not that I think there will be, but there you go. Jim's link there if you want to sub to Jim. Right, so over to the topic. It's half-hour thing. Terrifying cult still operating today from Visual Venture. We've used them a few times. Let's do it. And then we'll get over and do the box then. And then there's a movie. So let's do that. Let's put the chat up. That's all groovy. And the link is there if MD wants to come in.
And finally, after several minutes, this 40-year-old woman says she has turned into a 35,000-year-old man.
35,000-year-old man. Wow. So you existed before creation. Weird. How did that happen? Nuts. Oh, sorry, this is intro. I'll let the intro play because it says jump ahead. I'll let the intro play unless it's a sponsor coming up.
There he met, listen to me closely now, there he met some extraterrestrials.
I'm sure they
in their spaceship.
Is this a cult?
Yes.
Definitely not.
Yes.
You talk to your kids about drugs and alcohol, but you never think to coach your kids on the cult.
My friends, cults are not a thing of the past. They are part of the present. Some of the worst cults have evolved with the times. They still recruit.
That's true. Even though they've been called out as cults, you know, and people have seen the lives of these cults, they still kind of continue in the background, whether it's on a website or secret meetings or, you know, an online thing or of some sorts, you know, still going on.
Followers silence doubters and continue their creepy rituals. In this video, we'll explore terrifying cults still operating today. We'll begin with the strange ones and save the worst for last. So as you guys can probably hear right now,
there's one I recognize who was he turned into some kind of yogi type cult, and then he says about being pure and all that, and then you realize later on they find out he was actually a gay porn star and everything. Disgusting, man. Disgusting.
Pretty sick, but the show must go on. I would hate to miss a weekly upload for you guys, so it would mean the world if you subscribe to keep us growing. I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome. The Raelian Movement.
You're awesome too, Visual.
The Raelian Movement is a global cult. It has 130,000 members across 120 countries. And every member believes the same thing, that aliens created all life on Earth. But that's only part of the story.
Well, you'd be completely wrong, because God created all life on Earth. Not aliens. Why should aliens get the credit when it's God who did it? And there's plenty of evidence to say so, written down scripturally, and the evidence is in nature itself also.
Main goal is to build an embassy to welcome those aliens back to Earth. It sounds strange, but they believe all this because of something that happened 50 years ago. The cult started with a man named Claude Vorilhon. He had a long list of failures. Claude tried to make it...
Claude? Look at him entering places with lasers and all that. That just goes to show you. It's a show. It's a blooming show.
As a musician and failed. Then he tried to become a race car driver and failed again.
Musician failed, race car driver failed. So, right, hold on. Cult leader.
But his life changed on December 13th, 1973. That day, Claude allegedly saw an alien in a park in France.
Okay.
There he met, listen to me closely now, there he met some extraterrestrials.
Nice.
In their spaceship.
According to him, a flying saucer landed in the field. A small alien stepped out. It looked human, but it
Why is it always a flying saucer? Why is it always a flying saucer? You know, why don't these aliens have like something like a Millennium Falcon or an X-Wing, you know? Something a little bit more, you know, less cliche. So this looks like a woman alien with a beard, with a Dick Van Dyke, with a Van Dyke goatee.
had green skin and a goatee beard. But the real shock wasn't how the alien looked. It was what it said. The alien told Claude that it was one of the Elohim.
Right.
They were a race of advanced beings.
Oh, yeah, the alien were Elohim. So that could possibly, if he actually did have this kind of vision, I mean, I'm saying he's probably bullcrapping, but it is a possibility that these were actually Elohim, but the angel Elohim, the fallen angels. They shouldn't be calling themselves Elohim, but the angels did have that title, you know, Elohim. Didn't make them the Almighty God, it makes them a false God, a lower false God, you know. So that's a possibility, but they certainly weren't actual aliens. They were either fallen angels, demonic, or he made it all up. Or he's sick in the head.
Beings who lived on a perfect planet where the most intelligent are in charge. They've mastered genetic modification. They lived 10 times longer than humans. An alien claimed they created humans.
And in these laboratories, thanks to DNA and genetic combination.
Well, my Bible tells me that in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And in Genesis, the beginning says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. But in John 1, it tells you who that God is. It's the Father, it's Christ, it's the Holy Spirit. And it's all created through the Word, which is Jesus, for him, by him, through him.
They created all life on earth. It means trees, animals, and men.
Since that creation, the Elohim have been watching humanity from afar. One day, they would return to Earth. But first, humans needed to build them an embassy. Here's what the alien embassy is supposed to look like.
It's his ambition to build the structure shown in this model near Jerusalem. Its purpose, to welcome the alien race.
When the embassy is complete,
No doubt it'd be in Jerusalem, huh? No doubt. Just symbolic.
Elohim would come back to reveal their scientific knowledge to humanity. But how did Claude fit into their plans? The alien made Claude Elohim's prophet on Earth. He was ordered to spread their message and build their embassy. The alien even gave him a new name, Rael. When Claude returned home, he started telling everyone about the alien.
Mimicking what Christ did. Even give him a new name, Rael. This is all mimicry of Christ and bastardizing what Christ did. You know?
Interestingly, they listened.
Like Christ gave Peter a new name, you know, that type of thing. Give Saul a new name. Who's Paul? You know the one.
He also held conferences about his experience. His first conference attracted 2,000 people.
Most of these people were obsessed with UFOs and wanted to know more about the Elohim. And a few of these people actually believed every word.
In 1976, Claude, now called Rael, founded the Raelian movement. He traveled the world recruiting members. By 1995, the movement had about 40,000 members across.
It really seems to be working fine now. It was either like a connection problem between StreamYard and YouTube and Rumble, or it was just maybe my signal was crap for a bit, but they said it was fine. I don't know, but it seems to be okay now. I mean, I have still got it on 720, which I'm going to keep on for a few days. Then I'll try knocking it back up to 1080 and see how it is. But it does seem to be working fine now. Weird. But I did change the cable over, but even then it was still, I noticed the jittery, unless it took a while to kind of settle in. I don't know.
85 countries. Anyway, every member was required to donate.
Hey, do you know what I noticed yesterday? Do you know that I did that test stream and I was there for an hour and say 25 minutes or something? Well, that got more views, only 40 odd views. It got more views than the video before the stream before that. And the stream before that was that guy walking in Jesus's little footsteps in Israel. Just goes to show you that someone will watch a quick test stream rather than Jesus' footsteps. Mad, eh? Mad.
% of their income. The money was to finance the construction of an embassy for the Elohim. But realism wasn't just about aliens. It promoted ideas that seemed progressive. The cult supported equality for all. They also believed in using science to improve life on Earth. But the most controversial belief was about human cloning, and the Raelians were determined to do it.
I was the first on the earth to say human cloning is coming very soon.
In 1997, the cult formed a company called Clonaid. Its goal was simple: create the first human clone.
Now we have 3 scientists working almost full-time in a lab here in the United States.
Their scientists worked long and hard. Then in 2002, Clonaid made a huge announcement. They claimed they successfully cloned a human. Clonaid shared almost no details about their supposed clone. The main thing they said was that a 31-year-old woman donated her DNA for the cloning process. And the baby, the first human clone, was named Eve. Obviously, the news made headlines.
No doubt.
The reaction wasn't all positive.
Everything in mimicry and bastardizing. Yeah. The name was Eve. Oh, I've just texted you, actually. Hey, how you doing, Julie? Good to see you. Good to see you, Skeg Vegas. Actually, let me give you a spanner. There you go. Good to see you, Julie. Did you just come in right there? I didn't even see you. I literally just texted you. Good to see you, though. Good to see you. Always a pleasure. Guy, Baza, Julie is Skeg Vegas. Name is Julie. Anybody else in chat? Because there's not many in tonight. There's only 5 in tonight. But good to see you. Good to see you.
Many hated the idea of
Again, links there if anybody wants to pop in.
Human clones.
There's so many disastrous things that can come about from somebody doing this with a bad motive.
People demanded proof, but Clonaid was very secretive. They refused to say where the clone baby was born, identify her parents, or even provide a picture. Still, the Raelians...
Clone baby, identify the parents. Well, if it's a clone baby, there's not really parents. The DNA was taken. I mean, yeah, it's the same DNA as someone, but it's not the same as a biological physical giving birth, is it? You know, it's very dissimilar. But yeah, I get what they're saying. And whether they've cloned humans in it yet or not, I don't know fully. I mean, they've certainly done it with animals. You could certainly do it in the 90s with the sheep, didn't they? But nowadays, you can actually order cloned things, cloned dogs and stuff like that. They're almost identical. Almost identical.
Celebrated. To them, their scientists did exactly what the Elohim did: create human life in a laboratory. Over the next few years, Clonaid claimed to have created dozens more human clones. But again, they provided no evidence. Despite the controversy, the Raelian movement kept expanding. Today, it has a surprising 130,000 followers worldwide. They're still working on building that alien embassy. Claude, aka Rael, is still their leader. He claims he has visited the Elohim's planet in outer space. And there, Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, and other prophets continue to live through human cloning. The members of this next cult were literally hypnotized by their leader.
Did I just hear him say outer space?
Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, and other prophets continue to live through human cloning. The members of this next cult were literal prophets. Claude, aka Rael, is still their leader. He claims he has visited the Elohim's planet in outer space.
Well, in that case, we know 1,000% that he's lying, because there is no such place or thing as outer space. There's no such thing as a vacuum. Not naturally occurring vacuum. Nowhere on earth is there a naturally occurring vacuum. It has to be contrived. It has to be made by hand. And even then, it's not a pure vacuum, because there's still air in there. It's not completely evacuated, you know? You know what I mean? So, yeah, no such thing as space. Just had to get out of there. Not that it's part of the topic, but just had to put it out there.
And there, Jesus, Moses, Muhammad, and other prophets continue to live through human cloning. The members of this next cult were literally hypnotized by their leader, Budafield.
Budafield.
People thought they were signing up for acting class.
Budafield. Oh, yeah. I think this is the guy I was telling you about, who was, when they find out, he used to be a gay porn star or something, you know?
Classes. Instead, they accidentally joined a cult. And the cult
If you're still listening, type in chat again to make sure you've got a spanner, just to make sure you've turned blue. It's not a spanner anymore, it's a shield. Just type something in chat just to make sure you've got, well, I've definitely give you it, but just make sure it's come up blue. Just, it doesn't matter what you type, and just to see.
Leader was their charismatic acting coach, Michel Rostand. Michel always wanted to be famous. He was obsessed. He tried to make it as an actor in Hollywood, but his career never took off. To pay the bills, he started teaching acting in Florida. But during those classes, things took a strange turn. Michel began slipping in ideas about philosophy and meditation. He spoke about a mysterious guru who led him to a great spiritual awakening. His students were fast.
This is the guy. So it was Buddha he was into, not so much yoga. There's similarities, I suppose. But yeah, this is the guy I was talking about. I've seen some documentary on him before. Disgusting dude. Gay porn star.
Fascinated.
I think he soon realized that he was having more success kind of channeling that spiritual side of him than the acting side of him.
But there was no evidence that Michel ever had a guru. Some thought he was just making up stories, but his students were young and impressionable, so they ate it all up. By the mid-1980s, Michel rebranded. He was now a spiritual guru with superpowers.
He was Michel, a self-proclaimed enlightened being who claimed to transmit divine energy.
His acting students became his disciples. Together, they formed a new movement. They called their group Budafield. Not long after starting the cult, Michel moved back to West Hollywood. His followers went with him. They rented homes near each other and lived like one big family.
We were together 24/7. We lived together. We ate together, played together. Everybody that I knew was in the Budafield.
Everyone contributed money to support the group. Everyone except for Michel and his inner circle. They didn't work. They didn't have jobs. It was the lower levels that funded Michel and his inner circle. Michel didn't lift a finger. His followers bathed him, massaged him, and cooked his meals. Sometimes they even tucked him into bed at night. To outsiders, it looked like exploitation, but Michel convinced his followers that serving him was necessary for their spiritual growth. And they believed him because he was hypnotizing them. Every weekend, Michel held private cleansing sessions with each follower. Each cost $50. Followers said they felt lighter afterward. Some even claimed they were healed. They thought it was because Michel had divine powers. But the truth was far more scientific. Michel was actually a licensed hypnotherapist, but he hid that fact from everyone. He wasn't performing miracles during these sessions. He was hypnotizing his followers. But he used hypnosis for another darker purpose. He made them drop all defenses and confess their most private thoughts.
I divulged every secret, every thought, every fear.
Michel used those secrets to control them. He dictated who they could love, who they could trust, who they had to cut off.
Right.
Romantic.
Is that the same guy? This might be a different guy. I was maybe getting the face wrong. No, it's the guy. I can see him on the YouTube side, unless they're starting to talk about someone else now. This is probably one of his followers. But yeah, it's sick. It's sick.
Relationships were forbidden. Friendships outside the cult were banned. Leaving Budafield was considered a betrayal. Soon, their world became small. The only place that felt safe was inside the cult. In 1993, the FBI raided a compound of a different cult in Waco, Texas. During the clash with law enforcement, dozens lost their
we know
lives.
this one. I mean, it was certainly a cult. He certainly called himself Jesus, and there was a load of Davidians there, followers. But who shot first? I would dare say that it was the authorities, the ATF. I thought it was the FBI. What is the ATF? But it was FBI and all that, wasn't it? I reckon, yes, it was definitely a cult. He definitely had his own weapons and all that. But was he doing anything to anyone apart from being in a cult, which is wrong, and leading people astray? Yes, that's wrong. But I mean, was he doing anything to anyone else round about the community? I don't know. But who was it actually pulled the trigger first? I would argue that probably FBI did it.
lives. Cult members who resisted were arrested. Michel was terrified when he heard the news. He believed the government would target
Yeah,
Bouts
that's the guy I'm
next.
talking about. You can tell that he's gah.
His paranoia took over. He ordered his followers to hide their lives from their families. He planted spies to monitor anyone who tried to leave. He even broke into former members' homes to destroy evidence. Then, at the height of his fear, his secret came out. For nearly 20 years, Michel's followers believed he was divine.
Yeah, it seems to be running all right now, man. It must have just been a connection thing between YouTube and I don't know. Seems to be fine. Seems to be fine.
Illusion shattered in 2006. A former follower found out about Michel's hypnotherapy license. Then they sent an email to Budafield members. The message exposed everything. The supernatural experiences were actually hypnosis. Michel's powers were a lie. The email split the cult in half. Some refused to accept it. Others finally saw the manipulation. Many left. A few remained loyal. After the scandal, Michel wanted a fresh start, so he moved to Hawaii with his most loyal followers. He still runs Budafield in Hawaii today. His
Still runs it today, and people know that he was a gar porn star and everything. Disgusting. I don't know if it wasn't even mentioned in here, but he was. He certainly was.
Believes in lizard people. Ramtha School of Enlightenment.
I promise you that guy was a gay porn star. Seen a documentary about like cults before. It might have been on YouTube years ago. It might have even been on Netflix. It might have been a series, and he was one of them. And yeah, they found out later he was a gay porn star. And yeah, he was doing all that, but trying to tell people what to do with their sexual lives. Madness. Sin versus sin. You know what I mean?
This cult became famous for one bizarre reason. Its founder claimed she was channeling the spirit of a 35,000-year-old warrior. That ancient warrior was called Ramtha, and the woman channeling him was Judy Zebra Knight. Knight said the spirit first contacted her in 1977. She was at home in Washington when a glowing figure appeared.
I thought I was seeing things because I had tears in my eyes, and I wiped the tears away, and here stood this entity at 2:30 in the afternoon in my kitchen.
That glowing figure introduced himself as Ramtha, the Enlightened One. He said he possessed ancient wisdom and the secret to happiness. Ramtha supposedly taught Knight how to leave her body and channel it. That meant Ramtha could take over her body and speak through her. Knight would enter a trance.
Anything that it has channeling involved with it, if they're not just bull crapping you, then they're channeling demons 100%. There's no such thing as channeling something from 35,000 years ago unless it's a bloody demon. You're not channeling spirits of loved ones. That's for sure.
Her voice would become deep and masculine.
And finally, after several minutes, this 40-year-old woman says she has turned into a 35,000-year-old man.
Knight began channeling Ramtha publicly in 1978. Through her, Ramtha preached every human was their own god. Ramtha also said that people could shape reality and heal them.
Wow. Looking a little bit puffed out there. I mean, looking a little manly there. I was kind of weird. Too much plastic surgery, too much injections, making her look a little manly. But yeah, no, you're not God. I heard that again. So how is it all these cults that are of Christ, you end up being God yourself? You know, you end up being the creator and not the created. It's nutsky.
Every human was their own god. Ramtha also said that people could shape reality and heal themselves with their minds.
Human is their own god. So we all created ourselves, guys. We all created ourselves.
Possible to have mind over matter? Baby, the brain is king. The body is the kingdom.
It was a message people wanted to believe. By 1988, Knight had thousands of devoted followers. That year, she opened the Ramtha School of Enlightenment. The school offered classes and retreats.
People are straight in on it. Old, young. Yeah, let's have some of that. Yeah, man, let's have all this Antichrist stuff. Beautiful. Dear me.
Single class cost around $400, but retreats could cost as much as $1,500. Many followers moved near the campus to be close.
4 Jacks in the house. 4 Jacks, it's It's open night on Fight. So if you've got a bout you want to see that we haven't done, put it in. Baz has already said one of the Sugar Ray and Jake LaMotta's, because there were 6 of them. If you've got a fight you want, put it in. Hey, just let me know what it is for, Jax. It's up to you tonight, guys. And then we've got the movie Masterminds after the couple of bouts. Good to see you, for Jax, man.
To their teacher. The school became a multi-million-dollar business. But as the school grew, Ramtha's teachings
You
became
could even provide the link for it, for Jax, as I know you could.
Through night, Ramtha started making frightening prophecies.
He has a ton of predictions and beliefs about the New World Order, viruses, vaccines, plagues, and natural disasters.
One time she predicted a
Plagues? You mean plagues? Yeah, I know. 35,000-year-old. And they proof the Earth is even that old. I said that earlier at the intro, bars. Absolutely. It says so. This 35,000-year-old was there before creation. You know? Hey, Brian, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so for Jax, you got a fight. Let me know which one, bro. Oh, you've already stuck up a thumb. Yeah, let me know which one before we go over Rumble. We're not there yet. We've still got 20 minutes of this, 19 minutes of this.
Massive flood was coming. She told followers to move inland.
One should leave that which is called the beaches and seek higher ground.
Over 1,500 people obeyed. They abandoned their homes and relocated inland. That shows how much control she had over her followers. There were more bizarre teachings. She spoke about lizard people living inside mountains. She warned that anyone who left the cult might be eaten by the lizard people. Outsiders believed she was manipulating gullible followers. They accused her of being a spiritual predator. There were also allegations that Knight's teachings made some of her members lose their lives. For instance, several followers had serious medical conditions. Instead of sending them to hospitals, Knight claimed Ramtha could heal them. She hugged them, spoke comforting words, and declared them cured. Many were never healed. They passed away.
This lady went home from there, died of pneumonia.
Today, Jay-Z Knight is in her 70s. She still channels Ramtha at her Washington compound. The Ramtha School of
She's still channeling demons. Did I see a Baphomet star? Let me see.
70s. She's still
there you go. There you go. Right there. No doubt. No doubt. And as above, so below, right there. It's not the same as Baphomet, but it's still got the same hand positions. The one to the right, next to the blue Baphomet star, it's got the as above, so below, in the yogi kind of position, Buddha position. And then in the bottom right, the Ramtha triangle with the old seeing eye. Jono in the hoose. Good to see you, Jono.
Channels Ramtha at her Washington compound. The Ramtha School of Enlightenment now has branches in more than 35 countries. This next cult also promised healing, but just gave lies. Universal Medicine. The Universal Medicine cult began in the most unlikely place, a bathroom. In September 1999, Serge Benhayan was relieving himself. Suddenly, he had a spiritual revelation.
And I just gave myself a time to sit and feel that moment. And I could feel something really, really beautiful.
Serge never fully explained what that revelation actually was, but it inspired him to start Universal Medicine.
Right, I'm going to go grab a coffee. Let me just play a song while I grab it, because I'm not going to miss this for you. So let's play a song.
In Australia, the group
play a song while I'm grab a coffee. I won't put that same one on again, guys. Get you bopping and that. What shall I put on this time? Yeah. Let's put on something from Heron.
But the point of the story is, peace is where all the glory is. Haven't you figured it out by now? Haven't you figured it out by now? Haven't you figured it out by now? Oh, oh. Me and my guitar were headed up the street, welcoming Miss Coco Magic at my feet. And then a blue-eyed golden dreading stopped me in my treading. It opened up a hole to the universe of my ever-questioning soul. But the point of the story is, this is where all the glory is. Haven't you figured it out by now? Haven't you figured it out by now? Haven't you figured it out by now? Oh, oh. Come on a time in life when you see through the eye of the mind. Bumping a little more and it's just like your tough gone remind. When will you give it up? When will you fill your cup? When will we be finally out of time? But the point of the story is, peace is where all the glory is. Haven't you figured it out by now? 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 Oh, oh. Come sit with me under the love tree.
Aaron! Ah! Yeah, let's go, man.
Was marketed as a healing center, but critics called it something else, a socially dangerous and socially harmful cult. And once you hear Serge's teachings, you'll understand why. He preached that people born with disabilities were being punished or being dictators in a past life.
You know, you get even horrible people that call themselves Christians, but they're not Christians, that actually say that too. That disabled people is the curse of God, you know, from the Old Testament and that, you know, curse of generational curse type thing. Yeah, you get some people teach that, and that is absolutely not true whatsoever. 1000% not true. Judgment on children that haven't done anything, you know, that's terrible. You know, God's not going to do that of an unborn child.
Former incarnates of corrupt politicians, corrupt generals, army people, dictators.
Serge also warned that certain foods carried dark energy that poisoned the body. Foods like cinnamon, potatoes, and carrots. Eating them allowed evil forces to enter the...
Eating carrots is evil, gadgets. Eating carrots, the things that make you see in the dark, you know, is evil.
body and cause disease. But there was one way to get rid of that energy: burping. In other words, people would literally burp their way to healing.
She started burping all over the place, going, bleh, bleh. And after a while, we said, what on earth are you doing? And she said, I'm getting rid of evil spirits.
Wow.
Universal Medicine also sold...
So you burp out evil spirits, gadgets. And Jesus... Yeah, of course, that's how you do it.
teas, herbal elixirs, and creams that supposedly helped with this cleansing. To people desperate for healing, Serge was a savior. Thousands joined his movement. They attended retreats, bought his products, and built their lives around his teachings. Many swore they felt better.
I wouldn't keep paying if I didn't feel that I was getting something out of it.
That's right, Gadget. If God made it, it's not evil. Exactly, man. Exactly, Gaj.
Just had a really refreshing take on things, and he just seemed really down to earth.
Before long, Universal Medicine became a multi-million-dollar empire, but Serge had other commands for his followers, and those were far more controversial than burping rituals. Serge allegedly encouraged followers to cut ties with their families. Their new family was the Universal Medicine community. When someone challenged the cult, they were told they would have a baby with Down syndrome as karma for judging others.
And karma is not a thing of scripture. I understand the sentiment to karma, what goes, I mean, the principle is kind of there in the scripture. What goes around comes around, you know, it will be added to you sevenfold, that type of thing, but it's not karma. Karma comes from another cultish type theology, you know. But that is disgusting. You know, it's judgment. Like I said, it's judgment before they've even done anything. Would have a baby with Down syndrome because that's our karma for judging others. That's not how God works, man. Disgusting.
The cult also targeted people on their deathbeds. According to reports, terminally ill followers were told not to leave their money to their kids. If they did, their kidney energy would be damaged in the next life. Instead, they had to leave their inheritance.
What a big bloody con. What an evil con scheming bastard.
To the cult, and many obeyed. One woman left Serge $1.4 million.
1.4 million. She left him. Sick bastard. I'm sorry.
When she passed, her family sued Universal Medicine, fighting to get
that scales, yeah, as above, so below as well. But different hands, different roundabout way, but still scales adjusted, saw the truth, whatever. But as above, so below still.
Back. For years, these stories stayed below the radar. Universal Medicine operated quietly in the shadows until one woman decided to expose them. Esther Rocket was a journalist. She heard about Universal Medicine, and in 2005, she decided to experience it for herself. Esther attended one of their group healing sessions. What she saw horrified her.
He had about 60 people in this room on treatment tables, and he closed all the curtains so that it was completely dark.
During the session, people screamed and cried as if they were possessed. Esther was convinced something was deeply wrong with the group.
I thought again about going to the police, but what?
Of course there was. Of course there was. There was demonic activity going on there without a doubt, man.
Do you tell them this guy's doing exorcisms on people?
So Esther spent the next few years investigating Universal Medicine.
What he was doing was helping demons go into people, because exorcism is a religious ceremony, a ritual, you know. That's not how it's meant to be. Deliverance is more of a thing where Jesus, you just say, you ask in Jesus' name, you know. That's what the apostles did. They did it in Jesus' name. They didn't do any bloody stupid exorcism ritual where they prayed in bloody Latin. You know, this stupid ritual and going on and on and on and asking the demon's name and, you know, explain why you're here and all that bull crap. No, it's get out. Get out. That's it. In Jesus' name, get the hell out. Simple as that.
She posted everything she discovered on her blog, and every story was darker than the last. There were cases of emotional abuse, inheritance manipulation, and disturbing healing practices. Esther published it all, but Universal Medicine didn't appreciate the bad publicity. So in 2015, they
didn't appreciate the bad publicity. Well, they wouldn't, would they? Shouldn't be a bad person. You know, shouldn't be doing these things for the evil to enrich your own pockets. It's just a lucrative, evil business.
sued Esther for defamation. It totally backfired. During the trial, the court reviewed Esther's evidence. They heard testimonies from former members of the cult. The court sided with Esther. They declared Universal Medicine a socially harmful cult. The jury also said that Serge used manipulation to make money and vilified people with disabilities.
Well, that's a good thing, but if it's still going on today, how the hell is that allowed to happen? Because they don't monitor it. That's why. Idiots.
Universal Medicine was ordered to pay Esther Rocket $1.2 million in damages. Despite the verdict, Serge wasn't criminally charged. Today, Universal Medicine still operates in Australia.
Despite the verdict, he wasn't criminally charged. You mean he lined the pockets of the officials, the judge, the jury, whatever. That's what he did, more than likely. Allegedly. You know, this is for education purposes only.
Still hold retreats, sell healing products, and teach people to burp away evil
and entertainment.
Spirits. Up next is a cult so extreme, some members ended up behind bars. The Remnant Fellowship. This cult started out as a weight loss program. In 1986, Gwen Shamblin launched the Weight Down Workshop. It was a 12-week fitness program.
Yeah, we did this one, didn't we, already? We've seen one on this. You know, incorporating fasting with weight loss in Christ and exercise. No, that's not what fasting is for, to lose weight. It's not what it's for. You may lose weight fasting, but that's not the purpose of it.
Sold on videotape. But it wasn't your regular diet plan. Gwen added a twist. She mixed fitness and dieting with religion. According to Gwen, weight issues weren't just about food. They were about faith. In her eyes, being overweight meant you didn't trust God enough.
Gwen started touting the
You're
message.
overweight, you don't trust God enough. No, that is bullcrap. You may fully trust God and you be overweight. Do you know why you're overweight? Because maybe you exercise not enough and maybe slightly overeat. Or maybe you exercise a bit and don't overeat, but eat at the wrong times and stuff like that, you know? It's got nothing to do with your trust in God and the weight of your body. Bullcrap. Bullcrap.
That God told her people weren't consistently losing weight because they weren't being
Rubbish.
faithful to him.
The Weight Down Workshop was hardcore. Followers were told to eat only 10 bites of food a day. If they didn't lose 2 pounds daily.
10 bites of food a day. So that taking it down to that stipulation, that is religion. That is religion. That is cultish. It certainly is a cult, without a doubt.
Gwen told him to stop eating altogether. Some followers claimed it worked.
Told them to. Well, of course it's going to work if you stop eating altogether, because your body's got to burn up its fat deposits. Oh my goodness. Of course it's going to work if you stop eating altogether. It's not good though, is it? It's not a good idea. My goodness.
Has removed 156 pounds from my body.
I've lost a total of 96 pounds.
The results made people believe. The movement became popular.
Well, yeah, exactly. Depends on the size of your mouth, doesn't it, Baza? You know? I mean, I haven't got a huge mouth, but I could quite easily bite, I don't know, half a 16-ounce steak in one bite, I suppose. Maybe 12-ounce steak, maybe 16-ounce too much. Half a 12-ounce steak, and that could keep you going a good few hours. You know what I mean? That could even keep you going a day. Still be hungry, but you know what I'm saying, man. You get 10 of them bites. Wow, you've gone for a week. Nice. You get some big boys out there, don't you, Mazza? I'm sure you're a big guy. I don't mean fat, I mean tall and well built. From what I've seen, you are.
By 1997, Way Down Workshops spread to over 30,000 weekly meetings in 70 countries.
Gwen became a celebrity. She appeared on talk shows and was praised as a Christian weight loss guru. No one realized her diet plan was about to evolve into a cult. In 1999, Gwen bought a Masterminds.
Into a cult. By this point, it was already a cult. By this point, it was certainly a cult.
of land in Brentwood, Tennessee. There, she founded the Remnant Fellowship. What happened next seemed very calculated. Since she had all that land, Gwen invited her weight-down followers to join her on the property. They were forming a new community. She also had multiple
Oh, there
businesses.
it is. Now, see? How come these cults always end up making a community and moving in with each other? And then you have to, shun your family, lose your identity, become a slave, How come they've always got this? How come it always comes down to this? It's madness, isn't it? Hey, Derek, how you doing, bro?
Hey, good. And yeah, I heard that. No, you have to go to the compound, PJ.
I mean, even like as you know, I've been in rehab back in 2003. I did a year and a half sort of thing. But back in 2017, I went to one called Bethel. Now, obviously, it's a community of Christians, but that one was a little more cultish. I'm not saying all of Bethel was cultish. Bethel was actually Spanish for Bethel, House of God. So it was called Bethel because it's originally founded in Bethel, and in Spain, not in Bethel. Yeah. So
I
the
still
one I
wouldn't
was
put
in
that
was
nearly on the level as this, though.
Oh no, hell no!
It's not even. Yeah, it's not even in the same realm.
Nowhere near it. Nowhere near it.
Right.
Are you joining us for the fights and the comedy movie?
I was planning to. Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is under the Remnant name. There is a real estate agency, a construction firm, a school, and more. These companies needed employees, so Gwen offered her followers jobs. Now they could live, work, and worship together, all under Gwen's control. Dozens of families moved in. Over time, more than 2,000 members lived on or near the Remnant.
2,000 members. Doesn't it like officially to make a religion? Is it officially 10,000 followers? To make a religion.
I forget the number, but yeah, no, I think it's something like that.
Something like that, yeah. That's why, even though it's from a movie, but Jedi is a religion. Is a religion.
I think I caught wind of that. I've heard of that.
It's madness, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
But I'm on the normal side of tall and a bit soft, but I wager I can get the better part of a slice of pizza in there. 10 slices, exactly 3-4 meals, exactly, bro. Yeah, but 10 bites, come on, restricting people's food to that point, and even to the point of saying do not eat. And then it says, oh, it works for me. Well, of course it's going to work if you don't eat.
Property. It felt like a beautiful community, but soon things began to change, and not in a good way. Gwen's focus shifted from weight loss to total control. She dictated nearly every aspect of her followers' lives, and it was easy because they lived and worked on her property. Soon,
yeah, I'm the normal side of tall. I was 5'11", but since I squished my heels in my accident, probably 5'10" and a half or something. Yeah.
And didn't we do like another video on like this group, like where it was that lady's son?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought
yeah, we did.
Familiar.
Yeah, we did. Use like these compilations of cults. Yeah, they usually kind of overlap with each other. Where we've seen it before somewhere else.
Sure.
Leaving the cult meant losing everything.
If a member were to leave, not only would they lose their community, but most likely their livelihood as well.
There you
Even
go.
more disturbing were
Always
Gwen's
the
teachings.
same. That you're in fear. They make you fear of leaving because of what they can do. Made me stop eating and run 5 miles a day. I don't know how I lost weight though. Yeah, right. I lost weight. Of course.
About parenting. She encouraged strict discipline with harsh punishments, but that advice resulted in tragedy. In October 2003, a couple from Atlanta, Georgia took discipline a little far. Their son didn't survive. The tragedy made it.
That's not discipline. That's murder. That's murder. That's not discipline. Discipline too far. No, that's murder. It was abuse. It wasn't discipline. Discipline's a good thing. It was abuse turned into murder.
It's like, in real discipline comes from an understanding and tempered hand, and
absolutely,
and from a place where you don't even want to do it. But
right. The discipline goes against your own grain when you're doing it because you don't, because you've got to add a little bit of punishment, in there. But I don't mean punish. chastise is probably a little bit better, but it's in discipline. You know, I don't mean beat your kids to death.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Like if I had a son, and they got into some trouble, right, if they're younger, I'd be like, well, son, you know, I don't want to do this, but I got to give you a few spankings now.
Okay. Even when you have to discipline your kid and you haven't had to like discipline them physically, you've just told them off and they end up bubbling, crying, your heart sinks, man.
I know.
Because you've made your child cry, but it's not, it's out of love. It's not out of badness or hate. It's out of love.
Right.
National headlines. The parents were sentenced to 30 years in prison. They were loyal members of the Remnant Fellowship. After their arrest, Gwen even helped pay for their lawyers. Many called for Gwen to be charged too. They said her toxic parenting advice caused the tragedy. To make matters worse,
She should have been, absolutely should have been charged too.
the Remnant Fellowship was identified as a cult by some cult experts, but police said they couldn't find a link between the incident and the church's teachings about punishment. Without direct evidence, Gwen walked free. She continued to lead.
They couldn't find the link. Wow. Nuts, man. These people are crazy. They just don't give a crap. What I mean, you can understand why they want to live forever, why they're trying to stay young and all that, because they're scared to die, you know, because there's one place for them. Unless repentance happens in their life.
The fellowship. Over the years, she built enormous wealth and power, but in May 2021, tragedy struck again, this time at the top.
So the private plane crashed into a lake near Nashville on Saturday. All 7 people on board presumed dead.
Gwen lost her life in a plane crash.
Okay.
She was with her husband and 5 others. Many expected the fellowship to collapse without her, but it didn't. Today, the Remnant Fellowship,
you know, she died along with a few other people, and the blimmin' cult still continues.
still operates from the same Brentwood property. Gwen's children now lead it, continuing
Yeah,
her
this
legacy.
is the guy you were talking about, wasn't it? Derek?
Oh, the one we just saw.
Brentwood
Yeah, this
property.
guy.
His children,
Yeah.
children now lead
Yep,
it,
that's
continuing
Yeah.
her legacy. This next cult started their own country. Swami Nityananda. Swami Nityananda wasn't an ordinary cult leader. His followers believed he could create jewels out of thin air. Some even called him a
Create jewels out of thin air. So another lucrative thing. Well, I'm sure he would have made money out of it. Conjuring jewels out of thin air. What a con.
living God, but this so-called God couldn't control his impulses, and soon his entire empire collapsed.
Oh,
in
I see.
2003, Swami built a massive spiritual retreat in India. It became famous for one reason: Swami's supernatural powers.
Over the years, he claimed several miraculous superpowers, including ones which allowed him to help the blind see.
People swore Swami healed their illnesses. Others said he performed miracles. Swami
Help the blind see. Why is it always mimicry of Jesus? Why is it always mimicry of Jesus? You know?
Well, it's not coincidence.
Right. Martin, he shit diamonds apparently too. Oh, nice. Yeah, exactly. Mimicry of Christ. You know, because he's the original person who did miracles.
Well, right. He's the only real power.
Absolutely. 100%.
In God. Yeah.
He himself said he once delayed the sunrise by 40 minutes. Each story made him more famous. Swami also claimed he could teleport.
Yeah, I felt alive with the whole cosmos.
His claims spread across India and
Look, that's a brilliant. I mean, if I could teleport, I'd just come up. I'd go and see Bouts right now. I'd go and see you, Derek, right now. Instead of just doing this online, I could go and actually fellowship with you. That'd be cool. What a talent. What a talent.
What are you doing in my house? No, I'm just kidding.
You didn't fly then? No, I teleported.
beyond. Soon, Swami had 1,000 retreats in 33 countries. Tens of thousands of followers hung on his every word. To them, Swami wasn't just a spiritual leader, he was divine. Little did they know, Swami was about to become a fugitive from the law. In 2010...
Well, divinity doesn't become a fugitive. Divinity is above that, so he was not divine.
I've never heard of this guy, though.
No, I haven't heard this one. That's a new one to me.
As Swami's empire began to fall apart, a woman from his retreat
Hinduism
accused him of being inappropriate with her. Swami was arrested, then released on bail. More women came forward. Some described inappropriate behavior. Others said they were kept in his retreat.
What's up, Baza? You always said if you had superpowers, it would be teleportation. Yeah, it would be a cool one. You don't need to fly. Even though the experience of flying would be cool, teleportation would be faster. You know? You wouldn't need super speed. You wouldn't need to fly. You could just boom, boom, just there. But I would still love to be able to fly if I had a superpower. Obviously, we're talking fantasy here. But, you know, flying would be cool. But teleportation for speed, you know, that's perfect. But we're talking science fiction here, guys. Let's not be globbers. I'm joking. Hey, listen, I like science fiction. I just know where that ends and reality starts.
Against their will. There were even stories of forced labor. Then in 2014, things went from bad to worse.
A 24-year-old woman disciple who was with the Nitya ashram for 4 years has been found dead.
The woman was found lifeless inside his retreat. Swami insisted it was from natural causes, but the victim's parents suspected foul play. By now, the accusations against him were overwhelming. It seemed inevitable that Swami would end up behind bars, but he had other plans. He went on the run. After his disappearance,
You wouldn't need a job. You just go to bank vault. Robin Hood all over the place. Give to the poor and that. Yeah, man. just take from villains, you know. Give to the poor. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Swami became a wanted man in India. Years passed without a trace. Then in 2019, he resurfaced on social media. He had big news. Swami declared he created...
Yeah, like someone who would claim to be a god would be on social media. You know, crazy stuff.
His own country, the Republic of Kailasha. He called himself its prime minister. Kailasha had its own central bank, passports, and national anthem. But one detail didn't add up. Nobody knew where Kailasha actually was. Some doubted it was even real. Swami continued posting on social media, but never revealed his location. Meanwhile, his followers kept promoting Kailasha, trying to make it look like a legitimate country. In 2023, Kailasha even sent someone to the United Nations meeting.
I'm here representing the United States of Kerala. I'm the permanent ambassador.
You're kidding me. A non-country going there and representing as if it's a real country. Isn't that nuts? Wow.
The UN ignored her, but the cult kept pushing to get Kailasha recognized as a real country.
They have been actively
they got some balls, didn't they? Oh, it's great. Sorry, Buzzer. Oh, you know, the crown, the presidents, the corrupt fat cats that steal from us all. Anyway, but I'll stop that rant before it starts. We're all got to be turned into Robin Hood and his merry men, man.
Meet diplomats and other...
Christ. Thieves in Christ.
world leaders.
Today, Swami is still in hiding. To critics, he's a fugitive, but to his followers, he's a divine ruler building a new world. And until he's found, both his cult and his so-called
country... He's a divine ruler that uses the internet to get his message out. He's so divine that he needs to use the internet. That's almost like the Star Trek movie where they met the alleged Almighty God, but God needed their starship to take his message to everywhere. He said, many faces, one God, in the Star Trek movie. It's a bit like that.
I must not have seen that.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember which one that is. Which one is that? Let me just find out. It's one way I'm William Shatner and stuff.
Okay.
Which Star Trek is it where William Shatner, Bones, meets God? Star Trek 5, The Final Frontier, 1989. We shall do the Star Treks one day. We haven't done any of them. Yeah, no, it's 5, Mazza. The Final Frontier. Did I just say The Final Frontier? But it's definitely 5. Is it Last Frontier or Final Frontier? Final Frontier, 1989. Yeah, yeah. Great film, that one. I like it. I like it. We'll actually do it. You know, we can do it one day. I mean, we'll have to do them all from 1 onwards. I can't just go straight in at 5. We'll have to do them. The first one's a bit, you know, because it was the first movie and they were playing about with new 80s kind of technology and stuff. Star Trek is great until Disney gave it. Yes, exactly, bro. So we're going to do the old ones. Yeah, now it's in my head. We're going next few weeks. We're going to do the old ones from 1 to. Did they do one after Final Frontier? They did one together with The Next Generation. So it was called Star Trek Generations. Let me just find out.
Star Trek Generations, that was with Picard, I think. So that
it was Picard. Yeah, it was Jean-Luc, mainly Jean-Luc Picard. But
that was after The Next Generation had already started. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean the movie called we had a series called Star Trek Next Generation, but there was a movie with the Jean-Luc Picard was in called Star Trek Generations, and at the end of it, he bumped into, or he had to go and save Captain Kirk in the past.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So they
or in the Rift or whatever it was.
Yeah, so it was called Generations.
Yep.
Yeah. So let me just find out how many Star Trek films were there with William Shatner? 7. So William Shatner starred in Star Trek featured. Right, which ones are they? So yeah, the motion picture, the first one. Second one, Wrath of Khan. Third one, The Search for Spock. Fourth one, The Voyage Home. Fifth one, The Final Frontier. Sixth one, Undiscovered Country. That was in 91. And then in 1994, Star Trek Generations. So we're going to do all 7 of them. We're going to do all 7.
Oh my goodness.
Cool. Now that's in my head now. That's cool. We're sorting for the next few months.
This next cult attacked innocent people, the Rajneesh movement. Most cults are dangerous because of their outrageous beliefs, but the Rajneesh movement said all the right things. They preached love, peace, and freedom, but when outsiders challenged...
So do a lot of religions. Doesn't make them the right religion. You know, there is no right religion. You know, it's relationship with God. You know, it's your faith, it's your belief in Christ.
They became violent, and they made a move that almost wiped out hundreds of innocent people. The Rajneesh movement began in India. It was founded by a man named Rajneesh. In 1976, he opened a retreat in West India. His goal was to create a place where people could practice meditation and achieve spiritual growth. His timing couldn't have been better. The 1970s were the height of the hippie movement.
A lot of rebellious hippies sort of looking for something different than the status quo.
Many young people.
There's six of the old generation, 4 new generation, but there's one that crosses over with William Shatner, and it's mainly a Jean-Luc Picard film, but Shatner's in it at the end, you know. And then you've got the new ones with Chris Pine, where you've got a new Spock with Zachary Quinto, and you've got Captain Kirk with Chris Pine, but you've also got old Spock, who was Leonard Nimoy before he died. He was in 2 of the movies. You know, so they're okay. I don't mind them ones, but it's the series after that went all gay. You know? Terrible.
Oh no, yeah. It's like the one who directed them, like he's like not even what you call a trekker.
Yeah, Trek. Not
like,
at all.
He doesn't share that optimism.
Passion. Yeah, that zeal for it. Right.
It's basically just a cash grab, really.
Right. 100%. Turned it woke like everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like the movies too. I don't mind the old series. I don't mind Next Generation, but that's as far as it goes. And well, I don't mind Enterprise with Scott, the one from Quantum Leap. Scott Zap. Baluka, maybe Baluka. Scott Baluka, maybe.
Were tired of traditional religion and authority. Rajneesh gave them a new kind of spirituality. He preached about becoming a new man, someone who could find inner freedom through accepting and rising above desire. His message attracted thousands to his retreat.
Be right back, 2 minutes.
Loving environment, and everyone's meditating all day, and everyone's hugging, and it's just very open.
Life inside the retreat was peaceful, but outside, Rajneesh's message was making enemies. Rajneesh rejected traditional religion. He believed that every person could find their own way to spiritual enlightenment, but that philosophy didn't sit well with some radical people in India.
Dude, there's no way anything after Enterprise, the series Enterprise with him from Quantum Leap, anything after that series-wise, garbage. Even the next gen, Jean-Luc Picard on Amazon Prime, on Prime Video. Even the newest Jean-Luc Picard, it wasn't called Next Generation, but it was Jean-Luc Picard later on in life. It was called Picard. It was garbage. It had 2 seasons, 3 seasons maybe. It was garbage, absolute garbage. And I had people from Discovery, Deep Space Nine. I mean, I've seen a few Deep Space Nines and Discovery, but anything past Generation, I wasn't too... Well, like I say, Enterprise was good. But anything past 2003, 2004, no. Well, except the movie with Chris Pine and that, but series-wise, terrible. Yeah, I love Quantum Leap. That'd be great. We'll have to do the Quantum Leap series, guys. We'll do the Quantum Leap series after we do Mr. In Between. When we finish Mr. In Between, we'll do the old Quantum Leap series. That'd be great. We'll do that.
Yeah. To them, his teachings were offensive. Eventually, someone decided to shut him up permanently. In 1980, an extremist tried to assassinate Rajneesh. He survived, but the attempt convinced him to leave India for his safety. He wanted a place where he and his followers could live freely without fear of persecution. In 1981, he found it. He and his followers moved to America. There, they bought a 60,000-acre ranch near Antelope, Oregon. Wow. It was going to be their safe space. The land was empty, but Rajneesh's followers transformed it. They built homes, restaurants, and even an airport.
They had, quite simply, built an entire city from scratch.
They looked like it. Out of wooden huts, man. Wow. This fairly had a community going there, didn't they?
The city Rajneeshpuram. For a while, it worked. They were self-sufficient, peaceful, and isolated. But in 1984, the cult was in trouble again. There was conflict.
Yeah, Deep Space Nine's all right. I just didn't see a lot of them. I like the idea of Q as well, because he wasn't just in Generation, was he? He was in some of them ones also.
Oh yeah, and Deep Space Nine. I think that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I just didn't see too many of them.
Well, yeah, and you kind of have to see like the whole thing where it's like the first several seasons start off pretty slow, but I forget what season it is, but it really kicks off when it gets into the Dominion War.
Okay. Because like I say, I've got listen, I'm 50 this year. I'm sure it'll be on YouTube the next few years at least. So I'm sure.
Right on. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully we all are.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm on 732 subs. I want to hit 1,000 at least as a target, At least
that's a fair target.
Yeah, and after that, I'm fine. I'm not so worried. If I don't, then so be it. But I'd like to.
Between Rajneesh and his neighbors and surrounding towns. The American locals wanted the cult gone. They claimed Rajneesh didn't have permission to build a city on that land, but Rajneesh's followers refused to leave. Tensions were at a breaking point. The locals took the matter to court, hoping to get the cult evicted. The commune's survival depended on...
That's it. That new looks Uber came with queer high Pat and Oswald, and I don't even remember who. Probably going to get chat flagged. No, it came through, bro. It came through.
The authorities' decision. And that's when Rajneesh's inner circle hatched a desperate plan. The plan came from a woman named
Yeah, Derek, that's for you.
Oh, sorry. I'm still reading that. Oh. Right. No, yeah, Bouts is right. It is really long. And
yeah. I mean, I did hear that. Like I say, I've only seen a few of them. And it was usually when my mate was sitting watching them, I'd watch them with him. And I liked them. I liked the story that I'd seen where I was at. But, you know, which one is, hold on. Is Discovery the one with the female captain? Or is that Deep Space? There's one called, what's her name again? I don't know. There's one. Is that Discovery that's got the female captain?
Oh no! Star Trek Voyager. Janeway.
Voyager.
Oh, right.
Voyager. Right, there you go. Yeah, Discovery's later on.
And you know that's another series where it's like the first several seasons are. I mean, I wouldn't want to burden anyone with those. But then it kicks off in like season 4, I think.
Right. Okay.
With the Borg Wars.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to get into them again. I have to give them a look.
Sheila. She was one of Rajneesh's top leaders. She was also one of the most ruthless. Sheila's plan was simple: get the cult's members elected to local government. That way they could use their authority to prevent the commune from getting evicted. Luckily, there was an upcoming election in the country. 2 followers agreed to run for office, but victory was nearly impossible. They just didn't have enough votes to win. The surrounding towns had way more registered voters, and almost all of them would vote against Sheila's candidates. So Sheila decided to take a darker route. She would win by making local residents too sick to show up to vote. Before the election, Sheila and her team visited restaurants.
Isn't that bad? Just for a little bit of power. Poison people so they don't show up to vote. Terrible, man. Diabolical.
Restaurants in the area. Then they purposely contaminated salad products with salmonella bacteria. The plan worked. Hundreds fell violently ill. A few almost lost their lives.
45 people received hospital treatment.
At the time, that event was considered the largest bioterror attack in American history. Local residents suspected that Rajneesh's people were behind the attack. Before long, police traced the source of the outbreak back to the cult. Sheila was sentenced to 4.5 years for the salad attack. Then the police went after Rajneesh himself. He denied knowing about the attack, but that didn't save him. Rajneesh was deported back to India in 1986. Back in India, Rajneesh and his followers continued the cult. He passed away in 1990, but the Rajneesh...
Well, I'm saying so continues on to this day. Well, obviously that's what the blooming topic's about. Why am I surprised?
Movement still operates in India, run by his remaining disciples. This next cult was created by a computer scientist in Silicon Valley, the Zizians. The Zizians are one of the most violent cults in modern history. Their philosophy can be summed up in one belief: violence is the answer.
Zizians would believe that, the end justifies the means.
That chapter.
So if the means mean, well, so be it.
The end justifies the means.
So no matter what, if you're hungry, beat the crap out of someone and take their food or their money. If there's nothing else, the ends justifies means. No.
For them, that phrase wasn't a metaphor. If you wanted something, you took it. If someone stood in your way, you removed them. If that meant breaking the law or even taking a life, it didn't matter. The cult was created by a woman named Jack Lazota, which called herself Ziz. Around 2016, Ziz began posting long blogs about her philosophy. She wrote that violence can be excused.
Right. So it's only quite recent, 2016. Wow, man, and it happened by being online. See what I mean?
Service of the greater good. She also fantasized about what would happen if society were to strip away morality. Her extreme ideas attracted a devoted online following. They met in chat rooms, then later in person. Over time, Ziz's supporters began calling themselves Zizians. What started as one woman's blog was now a cult that glorified violence. In 2020, several Zizians moved into a trailer park in California. They had no plans to pay rent. When the landlord demanded payment, they ignored him. When he tried to evict them, they fought back. They just lived there illegally, refusing to leave.
Despite his best efforts, Linz remains unable to remove the Zizians for years.
All right, John, I'll see you over there. We'll be over there in like 5 minutes anyway, bro. Well, no, 7 minutes, because I'll play out with Harry Mack. So about 7 minutes.
Eventually, the landlord took them to court and won. A judge issued an eviction order against the Zizians. That's when the Zizians decided to act on their own violent beliefs. 2 days before the eviction, they attacked the landlord. It was brutal. Then they fled the trailer park, believing they ended the landlord, but they hadn't. Another tenant found him and rushed him to the hospital.
He had to be hospitalized for a month, but he made it. He survived.
When the Zizians heard the landlord was still alive, they were furious. And although they were wanted by the police, they wanted to finish the job.
Wow.
So the Zizians risked everything, came back to California, and jumped the landlord again. This time he didn't survive, but that was just
unbelievable. Do you think they would have watched out for him a little bit?
the beginning of the Zizians' crime spree. In Pennsylvania, one member allegedly ended her parents. Another Zizian ended a U.S. Border Patrol agent in Vermont.
Ended the parents. Ended the parents for a stupid cult.
She did it because the officer stopped her for a routine inspection. Soon, the Zizians were responsible for multiple crimes across 3 states. But living as fugitives wasn't as easy as they imagined. Law enforcement made them a top priority. By early 2025, 4 Zizians were captured. One was the cult founder herself, Ziz.
A person named Jack Lasota, who goes by the name Ziz online, was arrested yesterday in Maryland.
The remaining Zizians went into hiding. Police are still searching for them.
Someone just walked in. Wow, still putting on masks. But as I said, sitting in the car park outside the boxing gym, fella just walked into the market, put on a mask before he went in. Thought we had gotten past that. Me too, bro. But I still see it. I still see it now and again with people.
I do see it from time to time too, where it's like you can also see in their eyes, like they're still scared.
Oh yeah, they'll skip away from you on the pavement.
Well, and it's like, what a sad. I mean, I feel bad for them. I mean, imagine us in those shoes. It's like where we're constantly afraid all the time.
It's a stronghold, bro. It's a bondage stronghold. Needs to be broken.
Terrible place to be in.
Their blogs and forums are still active. Their violent ideology is still being shared. Even with their leader in custody, the cult is still operating in the shadows. My friends, manipulation doesn't always look evil. Sometimes it looks like community. Sometimes it looks like healing. Sometimes it even looks like love. But if someone isolates you from your family, empties your bank account, and threatens you, if you try to leave, that's not love. That's evil. Visual venture.
There we go. I like that.
Thank you guys for listening to my sick voice.
Yeah, I like that, dude. I think he's good. He covers some good topics, man. Covers some good topics. And obviously, I made a little background for it. You know, tried to make it a little comical. The eternal order of the pixelated profile issue. Anyway, yeah, let's play out with Harry Mack. Yeah, I don't think there's much we can end off on that. We know these cults, you know, continue and persist, but you know, just come against them in Jesus' name. That's it.
That's right.
That's it. And he's a fit man as well. I wouldn't press him. And younger as well. Right. Okay. I got you. See,
I'd give him at least his 6 foot distance.
Yeah. Social spacing.
Yeah. Because I mean, isn't that still a rule according to that whole thing?
Is it? Wow. It's nuts, man. Craziness. Right. All right, Matt. Managed to download this one. Found a new downloading site. So cool. And then we'll get over to Rumble, play the 2 bouts, and play the movie.
Right on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's awesome. You want to hear a freestyle? Yeah. Let's do it. Can you guys give me like some creative, challenging words to use in my freestyle? Camera. Yeah. Definition. Roller coaster. Helicopter. He's got 4. Yeah, but go ahead.
Nerdy pickle.
What's a nerdy pickle?
It's a nerdy pickle.
Yeah, it's just what it sounds like. All right, I love it. Camera, definition, roller coaster, helicopter, and nerdy pickle. Those are the words, right? Did you want to give a word too?
Chicken.
Chicken? All right, yeah, chicken. So cute. I like that. All right, here we go. Okay. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Okay. Off the top of the brain, spitting mad fire when I'm lobbing these flames. Other rappers like Mac, we don't understand you. It's a Kodak moment, better capture on your camera. Every time he's rapping, Harry Mack is in the zone. We got legitimate cameras and we got the camera phones. All angles combined, y'all know I came to spit the flow. I'ma get it popping while we film all kinds of video. Every angle captured, when he's rhyming, he's a master. Every time he flows up the mental, it's natural disasters. I be doing what I'm feeling and I'm making rappers faint. Shouts the homie with the sweater on, repping the Saints. Mac, I'm about to take it beyond. When I spit up the mental, it's insane. These the craziest songs. Yeah, I'ma keep on spitting till I hit my final breath of living. I can take any word, give it a new definition. Yeah, other rappers getting hella mad at Harry, cause I keep on increasing my vocabulary. How's he doing that? He truly is a visionary. Picture Harry, every night studying the dictionary. Yeah, more definition to these rhymes. Flexing on my haters till my muscles are defined. Yeah, and y'all know I push it further, cause on the golden platter, Harry Mack is about to serve ya. When he's spitting, yo, this dude doing work. Whoa, shouts to my man who got Doom on his shirt. I'ma break it down forever, spitting clever when I hit y'all. Crazy how I paint the visuals and I depict all the words that I'm speaking just to give the visual aid. Max, the one that's spitting when rhyming, he's getting paid. It's a different type of currency, cause I don't need your money. I get paid through your smiles. Yo, to me, that's money, gold shining. Every time I spit, y'all know I'm rhyming. I'm doing it in triple time and my stars are aligning. I'm breaking it down whenever I'm rhyming. Y'all know that I be the flow exposer. Lift you up high, then let you drop like a roller coaster. Yeah, I'm too true. I'ma have them puking after the loop-de-loop. Yeah, when it comes to lyrics, they know that I'm more true. Take your brain and leave it twisted, something like a corkscrew. H-Mac, yo, I came through with the vibe now. Do the game like a loop-de-loop, hang them upside down. Rappers can't survive now. Trust me, dog, you need this. Keep you warm like a North Face and earn stripes like Adidas. Every single brand that can enter the jam. When it comes to burning mics, the embers, yo, Harry's the man. I be the best, spitting the flesh. More time I invest. I spit a lot of heat, it's too warm for the vest. Yeah, I'm calling anything I see that's in front of me. Tell me what it's gonna be. Y'all know I ain't number 3, neither am I number 2. Mac gotta be number 1. Job of rhyming off the mental, y'all know I'ma get it done. Check the way I spit it. When I rhyme, I'm getting hella propers. Until the day I'm dead, I'm overheads like helicopters. Yeah, y'all know we out here getting paid. Said I got they heads spinning like a helicopter blade. Scientists say Harry has a rare brain. If he's not a chopper, he be flyer than an airplane. Y'all know when I rhyme, I'm in the clouds in heaven. I stay ascending like I'm in a 747. But then again, the atmosphere will block me. That is trouble. So no 747, I need space shuttle. Yo, every time I rhyme, y'all know the Mac came to blast ya. Shooting off like I got a craft made by NASA. I'm crafting my lyrics in a way that they not ready for. When they becoming the lyrics right off of the metal, they know when the Mac's a lord. Every time I rhyme, I came through the spit flows. I'm a nerd for rap, not a nerdy pickle. Yeah, I'ma break it down, grabbing words from kids. Every time I rhyme, they know that Mac will do it big. I get ill. Check out all the lyrics I spill. I never spit it sweet. Favorite pickles are dill. Yeah, every time I rhyme, I prove to y'all I'm a killer. Speaking of dill, I be saying R.I.P. Dilla, one of my favorite producers of all time. Never be spitting no small rhymes. When it be coming to lyrics, I'm smart. Never say Mac is a small mind. Doing it better, I'm loaded with ammo than Mac, cause I'm going to places that can't go. I slam foes. Shouts to my man though in the camo. I'ma call it out. I see him right here on the side of me. One of the illest ever. That's how they describing me. I spit with passion. Other rappers are clashing. Wait, do you work on my team? Cause my cameraman's matching. Both of y'all got the same camera combined. Mac came through just to damage your mind. I spit it clever, y'all know I was born to get loud. I started with just 4, now I'm forming a crowd. And every time I rhyme, they talk it, but I did it though, it's different, bro. He said, I seen all of your videos. I'm blessed and honored to be connecting with fans. I break it down smooth so the world can understand. I fill them up with joy, positive vibes they can't avoid. If y'all rocking with it, make some noise, let's go. Okay, hold up, let me get one more verse real quick. Can I get one more verse? Cause I got you, yo, check it. Listen, I said I'm flipping. They know I'm staying on my mission. Compared to other rappers in the game, I am different. Running like a marathon, yo, Mac will go the distance. Other rappers terrified, they scared, yo, they chicken. Mac, I'm gonna do my thing, I rock it absurd. I had to run it back, cause I forgot your word. But every time I rhyme, they pay attention when I spit a flow. They film the video, nah, that word was unforgettable. Pounds will connect, now know I do my thing. To every syllable I spit, they probably wanna cling. I told y'all I'm in charge, Harry Mack the dopest flow controller. Working magic and my bars are classic like a Coca-Cola. Yeah, y'all know I push it full throttle. Shouts my man sipping coke out of the bottle. I'm not from this planet, I was born on Saturn. My visuals are trippy, kinda like your patterns. Yeah, I seen it on the fit. Yo, when it comes come to rhymes, everybody know that Harry is legit. I spit hard flows, they knowin' who we are, bro. Cause like your silver shoes, dog, my lines sparkle. It's H-Mac, I'm standing out. I'm the man, no doubt. Wanna beat me, but it can't be done. I'm the champion. Yeah, y'all know I'm doing this here for the rap fans, but I improvise, so I got love for the jazz band. Yeah, y'all know my freestyles are infinite. I don't play saxophone, the brain is the instrument. But when I rhyme, I get busy in these places. I love jazz, I stretch for miles just like Davis. I'm about to spit the propane and leave they soul slain. Improvise at Village Vanguard like John Coltrane. Y'all know we about to take it out there to the village. Cause when they becoming the lyrics right off of the mental, the Mac is the realest. I know that I kill it, I'm hot like a skillet. They ready to build it right up to the top. When they becoming the bars, I keep it hot. That's non-stop. It's a rap show, no seats, no need to stand up. But if you feeling good, somebody throw their hand up. Let me see him in the sky, can't deny. To me, the laws of gravity, they really don't apply. I get illy when I'm on it. I rock the whole world. I'm rhyming tight and shining bright, something like these pearls. Yeah, y'all know there ain't no rapper out there fooling me. I be shining bright like platinum without no jewelry. Other rappers gotta wait, yo, they can go next. Flowing divine, knowing the time without a Rolex. We on, y'all, forming the crowd, now it's a concert. Every time I spit, I drop the bomb verse. Y'all know they ain't ready, I be out here filling people up with joy. If y'all feeling good in your heart, then make some more noise. Let's go. Thank you so much, appreciate it, y'all.
G-haw. Right? Rumble site. Let's do it. Guys, see you over there. Links there. See you in a little bit. If you're not joining us on Rumble, thanks for joining us on YouTube. And if you're not joining us on Rumble, I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. Bless, guys. Hear the sunset's free. It's free. Indeed. See you over there. See you over there. Ta-ta.